All right, y'all. According to the New York Post, Whoopi Goldberg it was livid after being suspended from The View. Whoopi is apparently humiliated because she apologized for her comment on the show. And on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, she also, she did that. She went on the apology tour like they asked her to. And she believes ABC executives mishandled the matter. What are your thoughts on this update? Al, let's start with you. What do you think?
She should be livid. I mean, listen, whether Whoopi Goldberg, whether she said what she said was true or false, whether it was right or wrong, that's neither here nor there, in my opinion. Like, in fact, Whoopi has spent her entire career and personal life being what some may consider white adjacent, right? She changed her name to a Jewish name. She, all of her three husbands were Jewish men. She has a daughter by a Jewish man. But what's so interesting is the first chance they got to show her that she is still a N-word, they threw the book at her and snatched her job. So they immediately let her know, you can adore our community. You can marry our husbands and you can have our kids, but you are still Black.
Okay. Funky, what you think about this?
I think as retribution and retaliation, she should put their ass in the sickening bind and quit. All right. I've always told y'all I'm an intentions person. What Whoopi said had no malice behind it or no ill intent. And I definitely think they mishandled it. They should have used it as a teachable moment. I think the following episode, there should have been maybe a Holocaust survivor or maybe somebody from the Jewish community that could have better educated the general public, because there are a lot of people, including myself, whose sentiments kind of echo what Whoopi said. If you're not part of the culture, you don't necessarily understand all of the nuance. I live in Miami, Florida, Miami Beach, where we have a huge Jewish community. And I'm sorry, when I look at every single person, you white to me. You're white. When you walk down the street, you are white. Jewish people, they make a differentiation between white Americans and them being, I'm not a white person, I'm Jewish. But to the average person, especially to a Negro, you are a white person to me. And I don't know where white American stops and Jewish begins. Maybe that's an ignorance on my part, and it's an ignorance that a lot of people carry, but there was no malice or ill intent. I also want to point out that Black people, this is the importance of getting in positions of power and building institutions of our own, because quite frankly, the commendable thing that the Jewish community does have in their favor is that they hold so much power that when they get upset about something, right, action is taken. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely think that we should borrow from that part of their culture, but they did Whoopi wrong. And quite frankly, that show will fold or definitely take a huge dip in ratings if Whoopi was to pack all her SHIT and leave.
Bar from the chat says, oh, we get suspended for being wrong now. And to piggyback off what you said, Funky, a lot of people thought the way Whoopi thought, that being Jewish was about your religion, right, wasn't about necessarily primarily race. And she wasn't the only person that thought like that. Now, can we not be wrong and be corrected? And to your point, she did have someone on the show the very next day from the Jewish community to speak on behalf of the community, to educate. And she immediately apologized. And so she did everything they asked, and it still wasn't good enough. So she needed to go.
I'm going to take it a step further. I want to look a Jewish person dead square in the face and ask you, what the hell was so hurtful about it?
I think we're not. These are apples and oranges we're comparing here. We're not. She got reprimanded, or the discussion sparked debate because she was talking about the Holocaust, not about Jews. She was talking about the Holocaust. That's what they addressed. That's what the ADL or whatever the group is. They address the Holocaust, where she was diminishing what the Nazis were. Genocide was produced because of the Holocaust, not because not the Jewish being a race. Does that make sense?
But she also was speaking about how you can't determine a lot of times, like Funky said, if someone's Jewish or not, just by looking at them. So I think it was, it's part of a greater conversation that we should have, because a lot of people don't know. They did a survey about with the youth now, and of such a low percentage knew even about the Holocaust, had no idea what it was even about. So the fact that this is bringing this to light, that the atrocities that the Jewish community went through, is a positive that we're speaking about it, because a lot of people don't know.
They definitely missed the mark, because this was an opportunity to have a national conversation to better educate folks. And instead, the conversation is about Whoopi being suspended. So I hope Jewish people, you're probably gonna get mad at me for what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I hope you're happy. You had an opportunity to better educate a whole nation of people about your plight, about your people. And instead, now the focus, because you're in your feelings about an accident, is all about Whoopi. So, I mean, I hope you're pleased.
Delphenia from the chat says, you never see Jewish on applications when they ask for the race. That's interesting. And then CR said she went on The Late Show and doubled down on her comments. That's why she was suspended. The Holocaust was about race back in the 1940s. Interesting conversation. I'm sure this is not the end of it. We'll definitely, update y'all if anything else. Hey, Whoopi, you can come on over to Fox Soul. We can go ahead and create the channel for your whole little situation for you up here. Shoot. Come on, Whoopi. Don't go back to those people. Don't come on. Well, yeah, we might have to get canceled.
We might can't give you 190. We might can't give you 192,000 every 2 weeks. We got a little change, me and
we growing.
Claudia, they say they'll take 25% less in their salary to accommodate you.
Anyways, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with more TGIF. Go ahead and blow us up in the chat and make sure you hit that like button. We'll be back with more show after this.